Lux. Is het te laat? Is het te laat? Is het te laat? Is het te laat? Ik kan het niet lezen.
Ja, data quality.
Right, data quality is what we want to talk about, and we've just heard from Koen van der Ampele that data quality is extremely important and there's no going without data quality if you want to exchange data. Around the table here is Yves de Portere, CEO at Jules de Stroper and chairman of BABM, also Rudy Petitjean, CEO at Sligro Food Group in Belgium, and of course also Wouter. Welcome back. Wouter Schaker is Director Product Supply at P&G and chairman of the board at GS1. Very important, of course, for us to know is how, and even of course also looking at you, how you see data exchange through GS1 standards. We've also heard an introduction, but as a brand owner, how important is this? Well, this is of course very important. Our partners need the right information, and that is supplied to them by my product manager of GS1, and that is of course the global network of GS1 to do this in a standardized way. As a brand owner, we want to sell our products, and that's why we need to provide our partners, but also customers, with correct information. And we have made an appeal for that so that all players, retailers, commercial partners use the same platform so that we have to fill out all the information only once, and if someone, a retailer or someone else, would choose another system, it would only increase complexity. So that's why we've made an appeal for everyone to use these standards. And then, of course, we have to use these standards, but we as a brand owner also have to make sure that the data quality is at a par with the data provision. We need more and better data quality, and we need to move more quickly. The legislator, the European Union, has already imposed a number of requirements, but also consumers are trying to find the right information, not only for food, but also in non-food applications. Information on the products, but also on sustainability, packaging and circularity. And we of course will have a role to play in that. We've seen some initiatives with the Eco Score, and there will be more of those to come. But digitalization is accelerating in our sector. COVID has had many downsides, but it has also given people the necessary energy to move forward in digitalization. And together with the community, we are now working very hard, not only on having the label physically in the stores, but also to have the digital twin label in the store. And it is of key importance that we increase data quality in the next few years. We will all have to contribute to that. And GS1 also has a data quality report they have created, which is very good. A dashboard which allows you to see how well you are doing and what you still need to invest more time and energy on. And this is also an appeal to everyone out there to use that dashboard as a tool to improve yourselves. And Wouter already mentioned this. It would be a good idea to have the KPIs to make sure that the dashboard is also at the required level. We are also working on this ourselves, and this really does work. So this is a warm appeal to the GS1 community. I think the message was clear, but I've also heard you say standardization, simplification, easier and more effective access. You already mentioned the GDSN, the Global Data Synchronization Network, and my product manager is also connected to that. What are the advantages of that? Well, G stands for global, so the advantage is that this is a standard used throughout the supply chain, global, across the world. And it's important for people in Belgium, but also for Belgian partners doing business with partners abroad. Data quality is important for the entire community, and we want to work on that. Well, I will check that, of course, because we do not only have suppliers around the table, we also have a retailer at the table. We've just heard from the other speaker that cooperation in between retailers is important. Why is data quality important to you? And of course, I'm also looking at it in a two-pronged way, on the one hand from the DIY sector, but now also as general manager of the food service group. Dear Rudy, by the way, I have also been told that at an event in front of a huge audience, you said data quality. No, I'm here because we are here for the funeral of Excel, and that's correct. I said that, I think, 7 years ago. I was still working in DIY then, and I'm still convinced of that. Excel is a tremendous tool to turn data into information, but it's not a tool to exchange data. And I love standards, so at that point in time, and I fully support what Yves just said, I also wanted to have all those bilateral contracts behind us, and that meant also burying Excel. But more importantly, I think it's of key importance to have these standards, because that's where the strength is, and we will need that strength because the consumer wants standards, but the governments also want standards. And we internally also need this. This is a pallet being converted to a box being converted to an individual product. We have a list of allergens, and we will probably have a whole lot of other lists on sustainability and so on and so forth. Do we want to use all that data? Do we want to turn it into information? We need a standard. Be it for food service or for B2C, it doesn't matter. The customer, no matter who the customer is maybe us, is maybe the end user, maybe a patient in a hospital. They need all that data. One of the advantages of GS1 is that they have a data quality report with a number of validation rules, also included in My Product Manager. Based on a number of rules, these are currently being computer validated, but we see that the data still does not have the right strength or is not always correct. There is a lot still missing, and it still has a very error-prone character. So that's why it's very important to have this new quality audit program under the umbrella of My Product Manager. And to put it very simple, we use a product, we look at the product data sheet, and we just check whether what is mentioned on the list of ingredients is also mentioned in the product data sheet. So that's a very simplified way of putting it. Of course, there is also some intelligence behind it, but I think you have a video on that. Yes, indeed, you have made a very interesting video we will now look at together.
5-step plan in a nutshell. Customers must be able to be sure of correct, complete, and up-to-date product information. And that is what the GS1 Belgelux audit program helps to ensure. The focus of this program is to audit whether the data that is in My Product Manager actually matches the physical product. What will be audited? The program focuses essentially on the label information of pre-packaged foods. This includes items such as nutrients and allergens. This information is actually of great importance to customers. How is the audit performed? The audit is conducted digitally. The program does not audit all products in a supplier's range, but focuses on a quarterly sample. The better the initial data quality, the fewer products need to be audited in a following quarter. What is good? The product information in My Product Manager must match the information on the label. On our website, you will find sector agreements and instructions on how to enter data correctly into My Product Manager. How does it work? Step 1. GS1 is selecting products. In the My Audits application, you can see per quarter which products were chosen for audit according to the selection criteria. Step 2. Preparation of suppliers. Make sure your products are ready within the set timeframe. Please correct and review any error messages or warnings based on the validation rules in My Product Manager. Also make sure to upload at least one artwork or one picture of each relevant side with information in the My Audits application. And under certain conditions, you can apply for an exemption. Please visit our website for more information. Once the preparatory steps have been carried out, you can click on the Start Audit button. Step 3. GS1 performs the audit. GS1 will then start working with the product information. Step 4. The feedback is available. After performing the audit, GS1 will send you an email to inform you that the results can be found in the My Audits application. Is the result good? Good news! Then you don't need to do anything else and you're done. If the data is still not completely correct, make sure you correct the errors in My Product Manager in time and request a re-audit via the My Audits application. Step 5. Re-audit. GS1 carries out the re-audit of the relevant products and provides you with feedback. When all data are finally approved, you can be sure that the product information for the audited products is correct, complete, and up to date. Would you like to know more about My Audits, the audit itself, the manuals, or useful tips? Then check out our website.
Een auditprogramma.
An audit program, Rudy, when I see this, it's as you said, we're comparing the product information in My Product Manager. We compare that to what's on the label. And when I look at that, it really looks professional. So why do we still need an audit program? As I said before, it's all about data quality, and that is substandard right now. Either it's faulty or it's incomplete, and that is why you need this audit. It's very important, particularly for us in the food service. When we supply a product to a hospital and there is a product, a food plan, a menu plan, and, for example, an allergen is wrongly coded, I don't want to be there when that happens. And it's only getting bigger and more difficult to control. So that is why we need a standard and an audit, and then we'll get there together. So it's a guarantee for retail and consumer. And you are a chair of the BABM, the Belgium Brand Association. So you support this program as well? Absolutely, because we've seen that e-commerce is speeding up, is accelerating, and that requires correct product information, and we still see that there is a digital gap, and we have to close that gap. And that is why we have this audit program that we've just seen in the video, because if the information is correct, of high quality, and is on one single location, then that saves time for everyone within the chain. And as BABM, we want to support that. We want to support a good cooperation between producers and retailers, because that will increase efficiency, and that's positive. And today we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of barcodes. And so we need to take some steps with GS1. We won't wait another 40 years. It has to be faster. So once again, congratulations with 40 years of barcodes and time savings. Everyone will welcome that. In the video, there was also the use of pictures. In a previous talk, you also said that these pictures, these images had to be correctly uploaded in the system. That is correct, because when you go to the store, you can physically see the products on the shelves. And if you look at the screen, you also want a nice and correct and up-to-date picture. That's very important. And within My Product Manager, we have now guidelines making sure that for each product there is a correct picture uploaded. That's indeed very important. So you're clearly becoming more and more a professional author. You're the third party here. And so So I've heard a lot about data quality, data sharing, data exchange, but still a lot of extra steps need to be taken. It's not only about data quality, as Yves and Rudy have said. This has been a struggle for a long time. Nobody knows why between producers and retailers. So where to start? So we need this data quality. There's no discussion about that. And so we've got the data reports. We've got the right solutions to start the journey. So we just have to take the first step. And as GS1, we want to support that. We want to create value. We don't want to just leave it to the suppliers. We want to actively support them. And once they all start their journey, we're going to support and help them. And I'm convinced that in 2 years from now, everyone will be together with us on that journey. So if you need the data, they will fly from one computer to the other without Excel files. So we are ready for the future with sustainability and with the digitization. So I'm really hopeful. And it all fits within the GS1 strategy. Well, this audit particularly. So, well, thank you, gentlemen. I think it was very clear. The data quality is very important, how we can deal with that, and how everyone can contribute to this. So e-commerce has boomed during the health crisis, during the pandemic, particularly when we're talking about SF, MCG and DIY, and that is why I would like to welcome Hilde de Kat, CEO at Carrefour, and Jacques Ayot Dutily, Group Assortment and Supply Chain Director at the DIY Group.